Hello, my established climbers, and welcome back to another video. Or if this is your first time watching, then hello. Today's video is going to be a bit different than what I would normally like to post, like just some, let's play or something. And this is probably going to be a bit more serious, or more vulnerable than, a video where I'd be cracking jokes, laughing about something stupid. But today I would like to talk about how the internet treats artists, and mainly how it's hard to be a small content creator online because of how the internet treats artists, It's kind of like it's all related, what I'm going to be talking about. But main thing is, the internet is very over-commercialized, and it's hard to even make content that you like, or even want to be a YouTuber or content creator, because everything's all about getting views, and if you haven't already started, 10 years ago, making content, or if you do some trend following, and you have to keep trend following to keep viewers or whatever people are consuming your content. I just think it's very frustrating, because I wouldn't hate, obviously I wouldn't want YouTube to be my job per se. I would probably want a different job just for the sake of how unpredictable YouTube can be. But I wouldn't mind being a YouTuber. I want to entertain people, I want to make them laugh, I want to make them think, I want to make them happy, I want to make them sad. I want to be seen, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a very normal thing to want to be seen, or to want attention, or to want to be heard or felt, or whatever way that people are interacting with you. I think it's very normal to not want to be lonely. And I think with the way the internet is so isolating, and also all about popularity, it's very hypocritical. Because people will be like, oh, you're just doing this for the views, but then also the only thing the internet is about at this point is getting views, being popular. And I don't agree with that. So, my main point that I wanted to make is, because it's all about, I'm pretty sure 1,000 people have beaten you over the head with talking about what modern internet culture is like. But I think it's very, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's why watch a movie with friends or go to the movie theater if you can just watch it on, on Netflix or pirate it or whatever. Or why go play games with your friends, at their house or whatever, if you can just get the online version, play Fortnite with them, never see them. I don't think it's wrong to play games online, or it's why go to have a food party with your friends, but you can just order food to your house, whatever. Why go out to eat when you can just eat at your house? Why go to the library when you can just read a book online? It's very isolating, is what it is. And I don't like that, to be honest. And I'm not trying to be a Puritan. Obviously I use the internet, I mean, probably a bit more than I should, but I think a lot of people do that. But it's just, I wish it was easier to make friends and connect with people, because now half of the interactions that people make is just arguing or trying to get attention or views from other people. Or even just the interactions don't feel like actual interactions anymore. It's just all sharp, quick. It's you reply to somebody's comment and then you never see them on the face of the earth ever again. Nothing ever comes out of it. And I'm not saying anything ever has to come out of it. I think it's perfectly fine to just talk to strangers and then they stay strangers. It's just lonely is what it is. It feels very lonely. The best way I can personify it is imagine the internet is outer space. And all of these people on the internet talking to each other are people on their little planets, and they have their little radio signals, and, they're sending them out talking to each other. And some people have better, radio signals than other people. They can talk to more people, or they go farther, or they're more noticeable. And the people who do not have those kind of just get forgotten about forever. They might send a signal out, and it might not ever reach anybody, or they might get so close to reaching somebody, but it just goes right past them, and you would never know that, and they would never know that. And you couldn't blame them for not knowing that. You know, I'm not saying it's anybody's fault that the internet is the way it is, except for just capitalism, really. And this isn't me even talking about, like, the loneliness epidemic, like, boom, boom, boom. But it's mainly just, you know, like, why can't people just be friends? Is my main point that I'm making. It's not impossible to, you know, have online friends, but it's becoming harder to keep online friends, because even if you wanted to take the argument away of, like, oh, it's easier to make friends online because you can talk about stuff that you like talking about with other people, and, like, yes, that is true. But I don't want to join a Discord community with only, like, 2 people in it. I want to make my own online forum where other people can join my online forum and we could all, you know, dance around a tree and talk about the things that we like to talk about. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, even when you're on the internet talking to other people, it's still pushing you to be more isolated, you know? Like, I would rather have an open community with, like, 50 people in it who, like, loosely talk about the same thing than, like, just, like, a group of 3 people who talk about the same thing, like, specifically. Like, even if we all like the same thing. You know, like, I would rather have it where people can join and leave and, like, things can change instead of just the same static, like, life that we are living. And I wouldn't even argue to say that the old internet was any better, because, A, I wasn't around when the old internet was old. B, you can't really romanticize the past because it's all been bad, and I think it's all going to stay bad, really. I don't think it's ever going to get perfect, but it can get better. But the old internet, it at least felt like it was more honest. Because nowadays it's just clickbait, 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 ads, clickbait. Like, and even if you know what, like, also the way that things are with how the YouTube algorithm works specifically, like, you can't even, like, try to enjoy anything anymore because it's all just shoving whatever's popular down your throat. Like, I'm not a big fan of FNAF or Poppy Playtime, yet everything that everybody's talking about right now is just mascot horror. It's all about the FNAF 2 movie. It's all about the new Garten of Banban. It's all about the whatever, the new Poppy Playtime Chapter 5, whatever it is, that's coming out recently. Like, I don't care about that. But it's constantly, like, every video that I see is some FNAF fan game. Or some Poppy Playtime mod, and I'm not even saying the developers of those fan games are wrong. I think it's fine. Like, if you want to make a fan game, congrats to you, because A, game development is hard. Like, it's not easy. You know, and it's what you like, so I can't say that you're wrong for liking what you like, but I wish it wasn't so, I wish the internet wasn't so trendy, really, you know? And that isn't me saying, like, oh, the normies, they can't be on the internet, you know, they ruined everything. But I just wish that the internet was more about, like, doing what you like instead of just doing what everybody else likes. Or maybe not even what everybody else likes, but just doing what, like, everybody pretends to like, really, honestly. It's just, yeah. I'm probably repeating myself a little bit, or maybe a lot, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Probably a lot. But it's just, it's frustrating. That's really what it is. The best way I can describe it is it's just frustrating. Like, if I describe it with one word, it would be frustrating. It's frustrating and it's dejecting. And I wish there was a way that we could change it, but I don't believe that there is. I don't believe I can get enough people from all across the world, you know, speaking every different language, to all come together and change the way that we think and engage with internet culture. I don't think I can do that as just somebody, you know. But that doesn't mean that we can't try. Like, even if our future, like, even if our fate is set, like, even if we're edging closer to that event horizon of that black hole, that doesn't mean we can't kick and scream and fight in case something does change, and we wouldn't have known if we just gave up. And that might sound like some sappy, poetic, you know, like, bullshit, basically. But that's how I like to view it. And again, I don't expect everybody to agree with me. I don't even expect anybody to see this video. And be very ironic if nobody saw this video, but that is what I'm predicting to happen. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to talk about, really. Because, you know, like, if you try to talk about it, the video's not gonna be popular. Like, the video talking about it is not gonna be popular because it's not what people want to hear. They want to stay in this. And I don't even blame them for wanting to stay in this, what we have made, because change is scary. Like, I don't blame them for not wanting to change. Because I don't either, really. Like, I would prefer to stay how we are and just be sad about it, but I also want a better future. Because, like, it's not fair for people who are growing up or have had to grown up in this environment that the internet is. Because it's very predatory, really. You know, it's neglectful. It's just bad. That's what it is, really. It's not good to grow up in. And I sympathize with people who have grown up in that, because I have too. And I will continue to grow up in that, I guess, until I die. Of whatever age that I live to. And I guess that's what we're all gonna do until some apocalyptic event happens and we all blow up or whatever. Which I doubt that's even gonna happen, honestly. I think we're not going out in a beautiful firework bang. We're going out in a sad little, you know, if you understand what I mean. And I'm not trying to be like a fear monger either. I'm not like, oh, we're all gonna die someday. The world is shit. You know, this isn't like a fear. I'm not trying to make you scared, and I'm not trying to make you mad. I'm just talking about what's happening, and then you could form your own opinion on it. And I'm saying that things are bad, but they don't have to stay bad. Like, I see a lot of people, like, especially with kids, they'll be like the kid will be like, why is the world the way that it is? And then they'll say, well, just because it is, you know? But I think what we should start saying is, it can change. You know, why is the world the way it is? It doesn't have to be this way. And maybe I'm just being optimistic, honestly. I'm a little baby who doesn't know how the world works yet. You know, I guess I'll learn. But it's just, I don't know. It's just very, it feels hopeless, but I know that it's not hopeless yet. You know, we're getting to the point where it is hopeless, but we're not quite there. We're at the point where we could leave, but everybody's already convinced that we're past that point, so nobody does anything. And all I ask you to do, my dear viewer, and it's not, you don't even have to do it. I wouldn't even blame you if you didn't. But all I'm asking you to do right now, or after you watch this video, or whenever you finish whatever you're doing, but just go and share the love a little bit. Like, just go find a small creator that you like, or even a big creator that you like, it doesn't matter. Just find somebody that you like watching the content of, and give them a little love. Like one of their videos, or leave a nice comment. And it doesn't even have to be on a YouTube video, like your favorite author that writes something online, you know, like, or your favorite artist. Like, just go find them and say something nice to them. Like, you know, give them a reason to keep creating the content that you like to see. Because otherwise, if we just keep consuming and we never give back, then nobody's gonna want to make anything anymore, because they'll be lonely and they won't have a reason to. Because, well, if I'm just gonna post this and get 0 views, then why even post it if I could just keep all this artwork to myself, you know? Like, just make it for myself, by myself. So, I just need you to be a little nice to people, especially online. And I'm not saying you have to be nice to everybody, because obviously there is not nice people online who would, you know, well, duh. But just be nice, just spread a little love, you know, that's all you gotta do. And I don't think I'm asking for much. I'm not asking you to saw your arm off. I'm not asking you to donate a kidney. Just be nice. Like, even just once, you know? Even if you do it once and you never do it again, it's better than not doing it at all. And I think if we all started to do that a little bit more, then maybe, even if the internet doesn't change, it could just get a little bit less insufferable. Because it's getting to the point where it's not even fun anymore. You know? It's just, boring. It's frustrating. It's dejecting, it's saddening, it's maddening, it's whatever adjective that you would like to use. But it's monotonous, you know? It's soul-sucking. I think that's the best way I could put it. It's fear-mongering, whatever way you want to describe it. It's just not good. And again, you don't even have to agree with me. You don't even have to like me, like to watch this video. Like, I'm not asking for you to change your mind on anything that I'm saying. I'm asking you to at least think about it. Like, even if you're gonna think about it for like 2 seconds and say, oh, whatever they're talking about is stupid, you know, that's fine. Because at least you thought about it. You know, just engage in a little thinking. You know, that's all you gotta do. Because you keep your mind sharp, you know, it's one of the best things you can do. And I think it's very predatory how the internet is, because especially people who are disabled, like physically disabled, and they have a hard time going around the house or even leaving the house or making friends, that the internet is like their only comfort or only source of interaction, and it can be very toxic and lonely, you know, everything that I've already said. But it's even worse when you don't have an escape for it. And especially kids who had to grow up, like the quote-unquote iPad babies, that have had to grown up with the internet as their parent instead of their actual parents or guardians or whoever is taking care of them. It's very, very troubling to grow up with the internet as your parent. And I would know. I would know. I was definitely raised with the internet a little bit. At least a little bit. But you could argue that it was more than a little bit. But it's just, yeah, we're entering bad times, and that isn't to say that we were ever in good times, but it's definitely getting pretty bad in a different way. It's becoming a different flavor of bad, but it's still bad, and it was always bad. But now it's different. I'm probably making 0 sense, but it's fine. I have the freedom to talk about whatever I want on the internet, and I think that's beautiful. So, I'm gonna use that right wisely. And, you know, that's what I'm gonna do. So, anyways, if you have watched all the way to the end of this video, through all of my ranting and raving about whatever else I've been talking about, honestly, I couldn't even tell you what I've been talking about. I've just been talking about stuff, playing Brotato. You know, just some kid on the internet, something to say. But if you have made it to the end of this video, then A, I appreciate your dedication, and B, I hope I made your day better, honestly. That's all I want to do. I just want to make people's day better. I want to, you know, entertain. I want to talk. I want to have people hear me. And again, I think I've already said this, but it's not evil to want to be seen or heard or felt or noticed. And it's not evil to want attention, because we're people on this earth, and we're here to live, and we're here to die, and we're here to make meaning out of suffering. But now, all it feels like is that we're just suffering, and suffering, and suffering, and there is no meaning to it. And we can't find any meaning, because the way that it's designed isn't to give us that. But, anyways, thank you so much for watching. I doubt this made any sense whatsoever, what I've been talking about, but if it hadn't made any sense, good for me, I guess. So, yep, I love you. See you next time, maybe. Again, maybe not. I don't think it matters at this point. But continue to like what you're doing, what you like doing. You know, have fun. That's all you gotta do in life, really. And it's hard to have fun, and I know it's gonna suck, and your childhood's gonna end over and over and over again. But the only thing that you can do is the only thing that you can do to fight it is to endure. If every time somebody slaps you to the ground, you just gotta stand back up. And I think, even if you can't stand back up, if you can't run, walk, if you can't walk, crawl, if you can't crawl, wiggle, whatever you gotta do, just keep moving. And anyways, I appreciate you being here, listening to me, because that gives me the motivation to keep making stuff. And maybe it entertains you, or at least silences the void for 20-30 minutes. You know? I will hopefully continue to make more content, maybe a little bit more lighthearted than this. But see you later. Smell you later. You tater tot tater. That made no sense. Whatever. Love you. Bye.